Hey you guys, and welcome to Unstoppable, to unleash your full potential. And you're not your fucking khakis. And you think like, what does he mean? But you're not your fucking khakis. Meaning like, you're not your money, you're not your car, you're not your possessions, you're not your validation, you're not your stuff. You see, and that's the whole thing here with not being your khakis. And a lot of times we as humans we think like, hey, if we just have this new car, if we have this money, if we have this everything that we surround ourselves with, then our self-worth will be here, you see. And that's really not how it works, because if you doing this strategy, and of course I'm not saying like not having the money, not having the car, not having all that kind of things, relationships and all those possessions, it's more about the place where it's coming from. So if you have this strategy to feel yourself good and elevate your self-worth, then this strategy is flawed. Because what are you doing here is like the gap of not feeling good enough, you are going to make it bigger. And that's the whole thing here with the strategy. Like if you, for example, work very hard to get some approval, some validation from certain people, then you're already coming from this lack, you see. And by working and grinding towards that thing you think that make you more self-worthy, you're going to only enforce the lack, you see, because you're not feeling good to begin with, and therefore you need to do and acquire certain things. But the truth is, to feel good enough, there are no requirements. You're just good enough just because. There's no rule in this universe that says like, hey, you need to have this in order to feel good enough. That's like whole the conditioning, because that's how society works. Like it's just 180 degrees, and they say like, hey, if you don't have this, then you are not that, like that's where it just begin with. And as a kid, as a newborn, you don't know any better, and after time you think like, hey, this is just normal. And then you were really conditioned in a certain way that is very toxic, very destructive as well. Because what are you doing? You're going to really put all your effort and energy towards gaining things, gaining approval. And after that, you're feeling this void, this big void, because you have all that stuff, all that people around you that validate you. That whole, you learned a lot, for example. You also have a lot of knowledge. You become smarter, you become stronger, all that things. And you feel this lack even more. And that's really what this strategy is all about. So that's where what we're going to do here with Unstoppable is really going to distinguish all the things that you think that you're not feeling worthy. And by doing that, we're going to let go of all the things you conditioned yourself by, and also by society, that you're not thinking like, hey, I'm feeling enough. That's the whole approach here, because we never ask and question the assumption. You see, like, we never question the assumption, because we only have this one approach that we're used to. You see, like, that's the whole thing with conditioning. You think it's normal. You see, and you thinking it's normal, you're just going to live your day. But still, you're feeling this worse energy, this lack, and you still think it's normal. You see, and that's where we need to backward engineer everything in order to you come back to the point of feeling good enough. And there we need to dive deep in your subconscious. Why you're not feeling good enough? Why are you having this void? Because if you don't do this work, this kind of type of work, you're always going to escape. You're always going to escape to whatever it may be, workaholism, alcoholism, smoking, drugs, and this is going to work for a certain amount of time. But after that, you're going to self-destruct your body, your mental health, everything, and that strategy is really killing you. So yeah, if you need to have guidance with this step by step to distinguish all the things you need to let go of, then DM me for Unstoppable. And remember, be unstoppable. To rise up, you need to let go.